See these decimal places down here? They correspond to these decimal places right here. It would be possible to install this backwards. It won't work if you do that. I'm going to treat this the same way as I would the dip socket. By the way, dip means dual inline pins. They do have SIP sockets and SIP devices, which just have a single row of pins. Dual inline pins, dip. Holding up the light now to see if there's any unused holes. The only unused holes are this programming socket, which we don't use, and this SP, which I don't know what that means. You notice in photograph, these holes are not used, nor are these. Now, it would appear that these pins are on a square pattern, but they're not. They're rectangular, and they'll only fit one way. So it holds them where they should be. But still, you want to treat them pretty gently till you get them secured in place. While I had the board turned over, I'll bet any money this is the speaker connection. Now they didn't supply it. There's a very tiny threaded hole in this speaker, in this antenna. That I'm going to try to find a screw for. Well, for what it's worth, this is an M2 screw. I'm going to take a guess that this antenna installs on the front of the circuit board. But I don't know that for sure. I have an M2 nut that I'll sort of put on there to lock the thing in place. There's a nut driver for them too. Now they don't seem to give me any wire or any instructions on how to connect the speaker. I do, however, have some JST connectors. And while we're doing acronyms, JST is, I believe, Japan Solderless Terminals. And that actually will fit. So this is a 2-pin, 2.5 pitch, that's 2.5 millimeter pitch, and it will fit that. So I'm going to take advantage of that. For those of you who watched my mail video, you will see that I just ordered some of these, and so you can't see my desk. Unfortunately, neither can I. It's piled a good 6 inches deep with stuff. And on top of that stuff was the newly found JST connectors. I guess we need to plug in the integrated circuits. A very important thing, and you don't need a magic block like this, but it certainly makes life easy, is to bend the pins until they're perfectly parallel. See, as they come from the factory, they're slightly splayed outward. The legs are spread. Now you could lay them down on the bench and just rock them a little bit. But boy, this thing is nice. See what it did to the legs? Now, this integrated circuit also has a divot. Remember the divot in the, come on, focus here. Remember the divot in the socket? And the divot in the silk screen? This also has one. Sometimes there'll be a dot right here. That indicates the divot end. It also indicates pin 1. Just press it in. See how these legs are bigger at the bottom than the top? I can't tell you where I got this. It's not because it's a secret, it's just that I don't remember. A divot. Now, here's where it's very important to make sure that these legs are actually going into the socket. I mean, there are so many of them. We may have gotten this paired wire with the kit. I don't remember. I have to look at the video and see if we did. If not, we'll use one of these, though. Now the speaker will collect metal, ferrous metal. And that's to say all of this stuff pretty much is ferrous metal. The speaker terminals are marked plus and minus. I don't know if you can see that. But it doesn't matter in our application. So all we want to do is tack a pair of wires, in this case a JST connector, to the speaker. So here it is. Unfortunately, I don't have much wire leading to my bench supply. And it depends on how this antenna emerges from the case. I may solder that. Now, you notice there's no display. Tuning up and tuning down is done with these buttons. I tuned it up one channel. No sound, well there's sound but no music. And the display went off. I tuned it down. So the display only remains lit. Tomorrow, I'm going to unpack all this hardware, peel all this off, and see how the case goes together. And I want to see how they're going to protect this speaker. I'm not seeing any way. But we'll find out. Thank you for watching.